Fans-fans yang di Indonesia benar-benar mendukung aku sih. Jujur, I really feel like the Indonesian fans are so passionate. They're like, don't give up. Yeah, make more songs. And dari situ gue benar-benar like, I think ya sih. Indonesia is really special for me because pokoknya orang tuanya juga keturunan orang Indonesia.
Dan gue penasaran juga nih, semenjak kita udah ngomong, kita udah interview berapa menit ke belakang, dari kapan Sas mulai ngomong lo gue? Karena lucu banget ini nih.
Oh iya.
Halo Opal Gang, selamat datang di Opal Jam Session. Kali ini gue, Kresna Julio, bakal ngobrol-ngobrol sama apa ya? Should we call him anak senop sekarang? Please welcome Sezairi.
Hey, terima kasih, thank you so much.
Wah, gue inget banget pertama kali kita interview Sas waktu itu di Opal Bus.
Yeah,
You still remember?
Yeah, of course.
Wah, waktu itu seru banget.
Seru.
Dan soalnya sekarang berarti ini adalah your first time datang ke studio Opal.
First time, yeah. Thank you for having me. Terima
Yes,
kasih.
how is it?
It's really nice. It's a really nice.
Untuk seorang Sezairi yang intimate banget ke fansnya gitu. Lo pernah gak sih ada di mana sebuah momen yang kayak your fans tuh menyadarkan lo bahwa oh ternyata hidup tuh seperti ini loh. Kayak the most intimate moment with the fans.
I think usually it's cause I really like to talk.
Yeah.
Aku memang when I talk. So at these intimate sessions, I realize a lot of things by talking to the fans. Jadi ada kayak aku udah main 4 lagu, aku ngetanya, oke, ada soalan, lagu yang ya ada soalan. So it's fun, you know, it's fun to have ini cuman bisa di sesi yang intimate. Karena kalau di panggung yang gede nggak bisa, you know.
Iya,
so
betul.
It's nice that when people have questions and then they're like, oh lagu ini, so and so. And dari situ aku mikir dan aku juga itu juga momen realisasi buat aku gitu, you know, like oh this song is actually good question gitu, you know. So I get an opportunity to think about their questions, think about how the song relates to them or how to. When you tell people things, it's kind of like giving a piece of yourself, you know, so people know you more and more.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's just the best part of being human sih.
Okay.
Sharing.
So, menurut seorang Sezairi, seberapa penting sih kehadiran fans untuk Sas sendiri? Kayak seberapa besar kamu sayang sama fans-fans kamu?
Penting banget sih. I think, ini cerita It's You ya.
Ya.
Karena sebelum It's You itu booming di sini, aku udah berkarya selama 11 atau I think 13 tahun.
Oh, okay.
And so itu adalah satu momen dalam pandemi yang agak challenging bagi gue. So at that point I thought of quitting music. So I really feel like, you know, there's nothing to do in music anymore because I've been doing this for so long and I don't know who's listening.
Am I doing it right or not?
Yeah, you know. And so after so many years, It's You suddenly blew up because karena momen yang cocok sama konten yang cocok sama it's just a bunch of things that's a good recipe.
Like it's the momentum, right?
Yeah, it's just luck, momentum, and then I feel like fans yang di Indonesia benar-benar mendukung aku sih. Jujur, I really feel like the Indonesian fans are so passionate. They're like, don't give up. Yeah, make more songs. And dari situ gue benar-benar like, oke, aku pengen berkarya di Indonesia, pengen kerja sama musisi-musisi Indonesia, produser Indonesia. Jadi album Self Soothing yang baru ini, yang dari segi kreatifnya semua dari Indonesia. So my creative director Adi from Makassar, you know.
Gue juga dari Makassar.
Yeah, and you know it's
Halo, Mas.
And so everybody is from different parts of Indonesia. My drummer is from Bali, and then like, you know, it's everybody's coming together from this whole Nusantara to kind of make my music what it is. And menurut gue lah ya, album baru ini memang benar-benar sound Nusantara. It has a Nusantara sound about it. We spent 1 month in Bali making it.
Oh ya, when?
And Januari, February.
Januari.
So I was with Petra Sihombing working on this album, and it really, I don't know, when we were writing it, we were pertama kali kami bertemu di bawah pohon di Bali di Ubud, kami mikir, suaranya album ini gimana ya?
Terus?
And we were just looking at the sky and looking at the tree, and
itu sore, malam?
lagi ngopi, lagi pagi.
Oh, pagi.
Yeah, lagi ngopi, and we were thinking like, this is the life of our people, you know.
Oh,
like drinking coffee in the sun under the tree by the beach on an island. It's something yang everyone di Nusantara bisa relate sih.
Oh,
You
so
know,
nice.
like
Yeah,
it's something
yeah,
that we all like. Walaupun kamu dari Malaysia, dari Philippines, dari Thailand, it's something you can relate. Being by the beach, drinking coffee,
because actually
listening to
we're the
music.
same, right? Like Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore.
Yeah, we're a bunch of
Malaysia.
islands, you know.
Iya, benar.
We are technically island people.
Island people,
Yeah.
yes it is.
And so I think the sound of the album really reflects that. And so I'm so happy with
Okay.
with how this album turned out.
Okay, so now let's talk about the album. Itu berarti untuk preparationnya sendiri, itu butuh berapa lama, Zaz?
Oh, aku mula prepare buat
On January, right?
nulis album ini actually dari tahun kemarin.
Okay.
Basically have ide lagu yang kayak verse chorus gitu aja. Beberapa lagu gitu, beberapa ratusan lagu yang cuman verse chorus.
Okay.
Dan dari situ aku milih, oke, mungkin dengan konsep island vibe ini mana yang cocok. So I let Petra hear it and then everything we did was from scratch. So nggak ada lagu yang sudah siap kami masuk. Okay, just produce. Everything I wrote with Petra we wrote from scratch.
Okay, why
so-
Petra?
Nah,
Kenapa?
how much time do you have?
All day,
Kenapa Petra?
all day.
Okay,
Kenapa tuh? Dan
aku
kenapa?
presiden fan club Petra Sihombing di Singapura.
Aduh, ya apa?
Anyways, Petra is I think one of the most English nggak apa-apa ya.
Yeah.
Petra is one of the most intuitive people.
Okay.
Karena he's a really good listener and absorber of things.
Oh.
Jadi dia kayak orang yang akan duduk dan akan dengar dan akan absorb. And so he never gives you unwanted opinions.
Oh ya?
Because I feel like working with musicians there's always apa-apapun lah dalam soalnya dalam this creative community ya.
Yeah.
Everybody has a bit of an ego.
Ya,
and you need it.
Betul,
Itu keperluan sih. You really need that ego.
Untuk seorang seniman ya?
Yeah, but sometimes that ego is when you're working sama orang lain bareng ya.
Yeah.
That ego keluar dikit like, oh, jangan kayak gini lah, kayak gini, you know.
Iya, benar.
Tapi Petra is not like that at all. He's just
Okay.
like, yeah, what do you want? What do you want it to sound like? So he's just listening to you, and that also makes you want to say more, I think.
Okay, iya.
So my relationship with Petra is just me talking 80% of the time.
And Petra's listening.
Actually, that's like my relationship with anyone. It's like me talking 80% of the time. But yeah, he's pokoknya dia intuitif sih. He understands emotions very very well.
Okay,
Ya, benar
so
sih.
the album itu ada berapa lagu di dalamnya?
Dalam album ini ada 10 lagu.
10 lagu.
Yeah, and these are 10 of my favorite songs, I think.
Oke,
Ya.
di antara semua 10 lagu favorit Sezairi,
Oke.
yang paling kamu suka yang mana?
Oke, mungkin buat masa I love them all. Ada sebuah lagu yang judulnya December.
December.
Ya, itu adalah lagu yang gue tulis karena gue lagi ingat memori breakup yang paling heboh.
Memory breakup paling.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's
The
the
most painful
craziest,
breakups.
one of the most painful breakups, I think.
Okay.
Jadi buat siapa yang ada putus bulan Desember,
Yeah.
sila stream Desember.
Bisa dinyanyiin dikit nggak buat Opal Gengs?
Time just started moving slowly as you turned around and walked away from me. The last thing I remember was a cold night in December, and since I couldn't sleep. Ya gitu.
Wow!
Terima kasih.
Keren banget, enak banget suaranya. Oke, so mendengarkan kamu dari tadi cerita kayak how much do you love Indonesia gitu. Dengan album yang ntar nuansanya juga akan terdengar Nusantara banget. Bekerja bersama Petra juga gitu. Tur 4 kota juga di Indonesia, which is we're so thankful. Tapi why you choose Indonesia? Apakah memang Indonesia sangat spesial untuk seorang Sezairi?
I think ya sih. Indonesia is really special for me because pokoknya orang tuanya juga keturunan orang Indonesia. So that's something that one of the things that I really regret in my life is not asking my kakek more about dia dari mana, keadaan di kampungnya gimana. We talked about it, dan dia he passed away when I was young, so I didn't get to ask him a lot of questions. The only thing I know is that my family dari keluarga aslinya dari Pekalongan.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that's all I know. Jadi
really?
hubungan sama
From
keluarga di Pekalongan udah putus gitu because my grandfather passed away. And so I don't know my family members there. Tapi juga I think Indonesia is so special for me also because waktu aku muda lagi, the first overseas trip I took, pertama kali naik pesawat dari Singapura ke Bandung.
Dari Singapura ke Bandung?
Yeah, so first time I was ever on a pesawat dari Singapura ke Bandung. Waktu itu lagi umur 19 tahun.
Oke, tapi it's not even a common route. Maksudnya kenapa Singapura, ngapain di Bandung?
Because waktu itu punya teman, I have a lot of Indonesian friends.
Oh.
Ya, jadi di Singapura juga, fun fact-nya di Singapura juga banyak anak-anak Indonesia yang kuliah di Singapura, sekolah di Singapura ya. Jadi
banyak banget.
Naturally I always make friends with Indonesians. I don't know why. Kayak cocok gitu. The Suns vibe, you know.
Iya.
Because in Singapore everyone is like rushing, everyone is so fast.
Yeah.
And when I meet an Indonesian, I'm like, okay, we can slow down together.
Yes,
gitu.
benar-benar. Apalagi kalau kayak Bali, Bandung.
Yeah, and so naturally I don't know, naturally I just have a lot of Indonesian friends. And waktu itu ada juga teman kuliah di Bandung. Jadi waktu holidays we're like, okay, let's go to Bandung and hang out with friends.
Oh, Bandung is so nice.
Ya, jadi first time di Bandung bawa mobil ke Batu Karas and all that kind of like random places.
Aku bahkan belum pernah ke Batu Karas loh.
Belum pernah. Oh.
Batu Karas pantai ya?
Pantai ya. Pantai ya, pasirnya hitam.
Dan gue penasaran juga nih, semenjak kita udah ngomong, kita udah interview berapa menit ke belakang, dari kapan Saz mulai ngomong lo gue? Karena lucu banget. Ini nih.
Oh iya, betul sih.
Ini
I'm not aware of it actually.
Yes, karena last time we met, kita tuh masih ngomong kayak halving list, masa kayak aku kamu, Ayu. Tapi sekarang kayak dia ngomong lo gue dengan sangat lancar. Lancar banget loh.
Oh my god, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize I was saying lo gue. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, it's quite fun. Lo gue lah.
But this year is the year that I spend most time in Indo. And this year yang bahasa gue lebih lancar gitu.
Lancar banget.
And it's subconscious juga sih. Dari dengar teman-teman ngobrol. And I always ask questions. Like, penasaran nih artinya apa ya? Ini artinya apa ya? Artinya. Jadi so it's like constantly down. Capek sih. Karena kalian orang Indonesia ya, you speak so fast.
Iya, terus the language is so wide. No, I mean kayak
penasaran ya. And banyak perkataan yang singkatannya banyak.
Iya, benar.
And so it's always like, but I only realized that Batagor is, my wife recently only told me that Batagor is short for bakso tahu goreng. What the fish? What? Dari kecil lagi ke sini kayak Batagor. Oh, Batagor tuh apa ya? Batagor ini ya. But it's like bakso tahu goreng.
Oke, sekarang kita akan ngomongin, kita go into your album Self-Soothing. Apa yang pengen seorang Saz sampaikan ke publik dari album itu, and why? Kenapa namanya Self-Soothing?
Self-Soothing ya. So musik ini, so konteksnya I grew up in a house yang, I grew up in a small apartment in Singapore. Apartment ini dipenuhi dengan alat-alat musik audiophile. So my dad, dia punya 3 pekerjaan. Salah satu daripada pekerjaan itu adalah dia salesman hi-fi. Jadi our ruang di apartemen kami itu di-convert jadi soundproof gitu. Jadi all the stock yang nggak bisa di showroom dihantar ke rumah gue. Gitu. So I grew up with listening to a lot of music. Musik yang aku nggak mau dengar juga diputer gitu sampai lewat malam. And so at first music was a very annoying thing for me when I was young.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I hated music because it was just
played round and round.
Yeah, it's not what I want to listen to, and it's so loud, and every time I want to do my homework there's always music and it's so annoying, right? But when I was going through some really difficult times in my younger days, I remember always going to the CD player, and then waktu things are not so good at home, I will always go to the CD player, put on headphones, and listen to whatever CD yang ada di koleksi itu. Like I'll just put in a CD, open it, read ya ini pemain bassnya siapa produsernya siapa. It's like my favorite thing to do. And so itu adalah salah satu daripada cara yang gue menenangkan diri. Yeah, and that's why the album is called Self-Soothing.
Tapi gue penasaran, dari 10 track dan dari album yang kayak dimana kan ini jatuhnya kayak lu kayak telling a story to the fan, and it's honest gitu. Di antara 10 lagu ini ada nggak satu track atau beberapa track yang bahasa Indonesia?
Ada sih, ada satu track yang judulnya luar biasa. And lagu ini aku nulis pada tahun 2016, waktu itu aku lagi mau nikahan.
Oh wow.
And aku mau lagi mikir, ini mau walk in lagunya apa ya? Cause I don't when you don't listen to wedding songs, when it's your wedding you're like, oh my god, what is the song that I wanna, yeah.
Ini aja don't wanna be American. Random wedding.
But so I was like, just tulis from scratch aja sih. Yeah,
Wow.
Just write from scratch. And people always say, oh lagu It's You, lagu wedding. Lagu It's You itu dilahirkan karena something that went on in my wedding. Tapi during my wedding itself, lagu yang aku nyanyi adalah lagu luar biasa. So I sang it during my wedding.
Wow.
And I finally decided that I never wanted to release it actually. Karena ini lagu yang sangat personal and I only want that memory to be special, you know. Just I only sang it once at my wedding, you know. And so
berarti ini baru lagi nanti dinyanyikan di
and so I finally had the courage sih. Baru ada keberanian untuk oke lah, ya udah gitu rilis aja lah. And so lagu ini judulnya luar biasa and it's really about how you fell in love so deeply for the first time.
Wow. Yeah. Coba nyanyiin dikit lagi nyanyiin dikit please buat Opal gitu.
Oh biar ku terbawa derasnya ombak agar kita bersama menyatu dalam cinta. Gitu.
Wow, tepuk tangan dong buat Sezairi. Yeah. Cool. Apa harapan seorang Sezairi? Harapan kamu untuk orang-orang yang mendengarkan self-soothing ini?
Man, the one thing that I always hope for my music is that it can be the soundtrack to your life.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think when I wrote tiap lagu dalam album ini, I was thinking of a soundtrack, you know. Like there's this song called Memory that's just about riding a motorbike on the beach gitu like. Sayangku remember riding the, so every song in this album adalah soundtrack sih untuk hidup gue. So I feel like I hope that lagu-lagu ini dapat menjadi soundtrack buat hidup kalian juga sih.
Terima kasih banyak sudah main ke Opal. Tepuk tangan dong buat Sezairi.
Thank you.
Pokoknya janji setiap lo ke Jakarta lo harus main ke Opal ya.
Oke.
Siap. Janji? Nah kita deal dulu. Oke, everyone, tepuk tangan buat Sezairi. Thank you so much.